Hello there. Happy Sunday crafternoon, everybody. My name is Dawn Borchett. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves everything, stamps, ink, paper, all the pretties, all the bling. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. I kind of rushed jumping on here. I've been set to go. Something came up last second, and here I am. So it looks like we are. Awesome. All right. As you guys find me in your news feed, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. That means location-wise. I guess you could say your couch. I've had that answer before. A couple of things before we actually get started with our stamping. There's some stuff I really want to cover today. First and foremost, I see I've had a couple more people who have added me to their email. I do a weekly mailing and such, and keep you in touch with everything that's going on here at the chalet and also Stampin' Up. Normally I put a URL, a link, in with the description up above, but I've taken that off for a reason. Apparently Facebook is not liking the fact that people are using a constant contact link. Hey, Evelyn, happy Sunday crafternoon. They're not liking us using a constant contact link in our posts, and they're taking us down. So to get around that, we're just going to go ahead and use the QR code. I tell you, craziness, you know, just when you think you have something figured out and then you don't. It drives me nuts. This is why I'm not very good at technology. But anyway, nonetheless, there's always a workaround. And if you'd like to be a part of my newsletter, I'd love to have you. Go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone, point it to the QR code, and it'll show a yellow link. Tap on it with your finger. It'll take you directly to where you need to go to fill in your name, your email address, and your in. So that easy. But I just wanted to remind you guys, I'm afraid to put the link in with anything. Maybe in a comment. I don't know. Maybe that would be different. Also, the other thing is I'm noticing that Facebook is jittery again, my live. Actually, I'm finding out it's not Facebook as far as that goes. Usually I blame Facebook for everything, but this is a me thing. And I found out that I believe I need to change my router. So the mister is on his way home from Muskegon with a new router, so we can get this resolved, because it's driving me nuts. I don't like that jittery look, you know, just, I don't know. Anyway, so please bear with me one more week. I'm hoping this afternoon we get this taken care of for good. I just didn't want to do it too early and then not be able to be on today in case things didn't work. You know, that goes when you unplug something and then all of a sudden it's like you have this big ball of wax that you're dealing with. So anyway, nonetheless, getting it fixed. So if it's a little jittery looking on your end, please bear with me on that. I know it's happening. So that's the good thing, right? We can repair it somehow, some way. Anyway, I'm glad that you're here, you guys. Today is May the 18th, 2025. We're going to have some fun today. And yes, I do have a fun fold. I'm holding up to that promise. One fun fold every week until I run out of ideas. And I think I have a few ideas. So we'll be doing fun folds for a while. One fun fold a week. All right. Other places that you guys can find me online. If you found me here as a happy accident, I'm glad you have. You're on my business page. I'm glad that you have joined us. Go ahead and make sure and hit the like button. For those of you who are watching, go ahead and share the Facebook Live if you like. I'd love to have more people find us here. Also, I have a community on Facebook, a group. So if you'd like to join that as well, we'd love to have you there. YouTube, I'm over there as well. If you have not already, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. It will turn black. That will give you all the notifications as I do everything with YouTube. Please share also with your crafty friends. Again, the more, the merrier. Also, excuse me, I'm losing my voice today. check out my blog. Everything that you see here today, every week, I put on my blog. And I'll also put the pictures of the projects and the products, actually. The Facebook Live replay, all the things that you need. And there's also a link for the recipe card, which I'll show you guys and talk to you about more about that in a second. And of course, my online store in case you need to shop at all. I appreciate every order. If your order is $75 or more, I have a free 16-page, 16-project tutorial for you. It's actually a video tutorial. Hi, Shelly. Happy Sunday Crafternoon. So it's a video tutorial of 16 projects with color photos and measurements. And every order that's $75 or more before the shipping and the tax, I email it directly to you. So you don't even have to worry about anything. I just email you the link. You can go ahead and download it and enjoy. And I want to show you a little bit more about that. Let's see here. This right here. So this month, for the month of May, we are featuring the Impressions of Bloom. This is an online exclusive product of a collection, actually, of product. It comes with a bundle, stamp set dies, embossing folder, designer series paper. I believe also, I think there's ribbon? No, yeah. Well, anyway, you can see it. You can see it online. It's Impressions of Bloom if you look for that. These are the sneak peeks of the 16 projects that are available to you. So, and here is the card that I designed as part of the 16. What it is a collaboration of 15 demonstrators along with myself. So it's been a lot of fun, and they are mega talented, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Every month we do a different collection or bundle. So yeah, it's pretty addictive. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up on a couple things that are happening here at the chalet. We just got done with our BOGO event. That was huge. It was fun. And thank you again to everybody who participated in that at Amber Township Hall. For those of you who did or were able to make it, you reaped up some savings, and you also reaped up some free product. And thank you for giving those products a new home. I appreciate it. Every time stuff retires, I need to pull it off my shelves. So otherwise I'd be on hoarders. I know I say that every week, but it's true. So I have to minimize my personal crafting stash as well. And it helps me out too. You guys are supporting me, and it helps me to also get new product myself so I can share all the new things with all of you, which is also very helpful. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your orders. And we just tied up the loose ends this last week, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So as far as I know, I will have it again next year. I've been contemplating, though, instead of having it in May, to maybe do it in June. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that for sure. Okay, the class coming up has already been closed. It's a product inclusive class, so it includes a designer series paper, ribbon, and embellishment. And it is going to feature the Pretty Florals and Sweet Blooms, which is in the brand new catalog, you guys. And let me just show you a sneaky peeky of that stuff. And by the way, if you don't have a catalog and if you would like one, and you have ordered with me in the last 6 months, you'll get a catalog free of charge. If you have not ordered with me in quite a while or never ordered with me, reach out to me. You can Venmo me, pay me for shipping, and I can go ahead and ship it to you. That's not a problem. So this is what we're going to be using for the May product class. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of options here with the Pretty Florals and the Sweet Blooms bundles. And check out the paper. OMG. It's absolutely springy gorgeous. So I am loving it. And I'm really excited for this class and looking forward to those who have signed up for it. And that is coming up this Thursday, May 22nd. As we look into the future, on Friday, June the 6th, June 6th, the first Friday of the month, we have Starbucks. This is where you come in, you bring a smile, you bring your friends, and you make a free craft. So you get to make one free card, and then I have others available that are spread out on the table if you want to purchase them, but free craft. So it's a lot of fun. If you've never been to Starbucks at one of my sip and stamps, come on by, say hello. And if you are alone, you won't walk out alone because you'll be making some new friends. And that is Friday, June 6th from noon to 2 at the Ludington, Michigan Starbucks. Just to mention, in July, the first Friday of the month is a holiday. So we'll be moving it a week later. But I'll keep you posted on that. I know that's like not that far away, but yet it's far away, right? Also, creative card class on Thursday, June the 12th. We will be using the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. This is a beautiful bundle, and I featured it last week in my Facebook Live. So if you want to take a sneak peek at it, go ahead and look at last week's Facebook Live on my YouTube channel, Dawn's Creative Chalet. Anyway, it's $30 or free with a minimum order during the class, and it's always a lot of fun. I offer 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 6:30 on that date on Thursday, June the 12th. Just go ahead, give me a call, text message me, whatever. But anyway, just want to let you know on that. If you're new to me, you'll need to go ahead and send me prepayment for RSVP, which is $30. And then I would reimburse you that if you place a $30 minimum order. So then the class is free. Woohoo! Also, coming up in June is the product inclusive class, which is the beautiful motifs and gallery blooms. It's the beautiful gallery suite. It is gorgeous, and I want to show you that one as well. Let's see, where did that one go? I should mark these so I don't have to dig for them while I have you guys sitting here watching me thumb through it. But this, I know I just seen it, but I want to show you this. This had me at hello, right? Oh my gosh. It is absolutely gorgeous product. We're going to include the designer series paper, the embellishment, and the ribbon. Look at the designer series paper, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this class. It's going to be so much fun. It is a double suite or a double bundle of product that we're going to play with during that class. So make sure to RSVP no later than June the 12th for this one. And the cost of it's $42. And again, you're getting the designer series paper, the embellishment, and the ribbon to take home with you. So anything that we don't use at class, I will cut from your pack. You get to take on home and duplicate the projects even more. And then into July, like I said, July the 11th on that Friday will be the July Sip and Stamp at Starbucks. So we do Starbucks every single month. I've only missed one Friday in like three and a half years now. And I was pretty sick and I didn't think anybody want me coughing on them. So anyway, like I said, come on over. It's a good time. And let's see, what else did I want to, okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this bundle a little bit, this bundle of the month. As I explained, you place your order, a $75 minimum, you'll get this for free. You'll also get this for free if you decide to purchase the starter kit. So I wanted to talk about that for just a couple of minutes as far as that goes. I know last week I kind of sort of mentioned it and then kind of ran off on a tangent on other things. So with that being said, right now Stampin' Up! Has a special. And I always shout at the top of my rooftop whenever they do this, because I know every time they're offering it, it's a really good deal. And I know that some of you are ordering with me every single week. And I know I could save you guys some money. When I first joined Stampin' Up, I didn't, and I say this in a very loving way, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I just want you guys to know, first and foremost, because this is what I told the gal at that time. She's no longer with Stampin' Up, but my upline, I guess you want to call her at that time, was, I have a job already. I love this as a hobby. don't bug me to do this as a business. Like, I was very upfront with her about it, and she's like, that's fine. And of course, it is fine. Stampin' Up! Doesn't pressure you to have to do anything as a business. If you just want to be a savvy shopper, yeah, why not, right? That's exactly how I started, and I decided on my own how I wanted to do what I've gotten into, but I love to share everything, and it's just, for me, doing classes is a very good excuse. Don't tell anybody, this is our secret, but it's a very good excuse for me to be able to buy more product, buy more paper, buy more of all the things. But anyway, where I was getting at with all of this is, and I mean this with all sincerity, that it is a very good deal, first of all. And you don't need to do this as a business. If you just want to save money on your products, like I said, some of you are ordering with me every single week, which I appreciate, and I love you for that, because I do need customers, right? But on the other hand, I also want to make sure that I offer this, because if I didn't offer this, especially to those of you who are always purchasing with me, it would not, I wouldn't be doing you any justice. Let's put it that way, right? So with that being said, our kit is always $99. Right now, they're letting you choose $165 of product for $99. So that's pretty good in itself. Then you get free shipping on all that. Now, if you were to pay shipping on $165 of product, it would be, at least in the Michigan, about $18 and some odd cents. So right there, you're already saving money and you're getting additional product. But wait, there's more. So they'll also throw in a paper pumpkin kit. That's a $25 value. And what else am I missing here? Oh, they will give you business supplies. What I mean by that is some catalogs. The catalogs themselves, a box of those is like $14.50, I believe. So just in case you do want to hand them out to your friends to maybe get an order or two, that's up to you. That's totally up to you. I don't pressure anybody to do anything. But anyway, it does help, but you don't need to. So that is also included. So they call it, business supplies. They have to do that as a direct sales business in general. But nonetheless, it's a really good deal. If you guys do have any questions, let me know. And I just want to give you guys a sampling of whether you're a scrapbooker or a stamper as far as what you could put into your starter kit. You guys ready for this? I threw this together really quick. I hope that my math is correct. So let's say that you are a card maker and you wanted to choose $165 of product. Here are some things, especially if you're new, but these are staples that every card maker could use. So first of all, I would say, let's go ahead and make sure that you have a paper trimmer. Need a paper trimmer, right? And then also, everybody needs snips, a good pair of snips. And then, of course, you need adhesive. So I would choose a seal and then 2 refills of the Stampin' Seal. And then, let's see, what else would you need? Well, my favorite. So I would choose 2 packs of dimensionals. And then, of course, you're going to need a bone folder because we just do. Right? This is like an essential. I know it seems so silly, but when you don't have a bone folder and you're scoring paper, this is like a must. Okay, so you have that. And of course, we need to get you some basic white paper. So here is a pack of the basic white paper. And then I'm also thinking, how about these right here so you don't have to do any coloring? So these are all punch outs. These are in black and white and then white with black. They are called the Greetings for All, a pack of a whole bunch of embellishments. So you have those. And then also this is I believe it's Good Times. Yep, Good Times Mix and Match. They're also in the catalog, and they are several different pages of different punch outs that you can use to make some really quick, simple cards. And then, of course, you'll also want to grab up the heirloom I think this is called the heirloom kit. Yeah, the heirloom arrangements kit, right? So everything is in the kit to make all these cards. So in case you wanted to invite some friends over to stamp, you could. Or you just hoard them for yourself or give them as gifts. And then wait, we have one more kit that can be thrown into your starter kit. And that is the beautiful blues kit that I was showing you guys last week. And these are gorgeous. And it does have a stamp set with this one. And I think, yeah, there's a stamp set with this one as well. So all of this stuff for a card maker as far as your starter kit. So that's pretty awesome. Now you say, but I don't make cards, I scrapbook. Okay, well, let's go this route then. Let's clear the table off really quick. I don't know where I'm going to put this other than on the floor afterwards. But anyway, once again, as a scrapbooker, you're going to need a good paper trimmer. Our paper trimmer rocks socks. I'm just saying. And then, of course, you are going to need, oh, where did I just put it? Is it in my hand? It is. You're going to need some adhesive. So I suggest the Stampin' Seal. And then, of course, instead of 2, you're going to go through even more. So let's go ahead and give you 4 adhesives, refills. And then, of course, you're going to need some of these Stampin' Dimensionals, but I'm sure you're going to go through even more. So let's go ahead and put 4 into your starter kit. And then also a good pair of paper snips is always essential. And then as well, what did I do with those? Oh, here they are. So actually the 2 kits that I would pick as far as being a little bit newer into this, and I already put them together, but I wanted to show you like a visual. So I brought 2 other scrapbooking kits because we have scrapbooking kits now. And I would probably choose the Memories in Bloom and the Weekend Adventure. Those are a little bit more neutral-ish. In fact, I just ordered those and they'll be on the way to me. But nonetheless, let's pretend that these are those. Or you could pick these, whatever you like. But 2 of the scrapbooking kits as well. So that would be your starter kit. So there's a lot of stuff, and I know sometimes it's hard to visualize it until you see it, right? So anyway, I just thought, you know, it'd be more fun if I could show you guys $165 of product where you're getting the free shipping on it. Like I said, that in itself, that's a really good deal. So anyway, okay, one moment, so I don't have an avalanche of products here. Okay, there we go. Oh, and the other thing I didn't throw in that I was going to suggest for scrapbookers is linen thread. This is another favorite of mine too. And what's nice is that it's not bulky. So if you want to put some bows and things on your layouts, you could without the bulk. Okay, let's see. Put that there, there. All right, I think we're good. If you hear anything crash, you know what it is. All right, so let's go back to my goodies here. What else did I want to talk about here? Told you about the events, the bundle, and the kit. So think about it. If you guys have any questions about this, go ahead and let me know. I'm an open book about it and absolutely no pressure. To me, I believe it's a good deal, but if you don't, then that's, you know, you can keep paying retail. That's fine too. I love you for it. All right. Also, just to remind you guys, once again, I know I've gone through this just a couple of times. Our Cloud Cover ink pad, which is one of our new 5 in colors, isn't playing well with the ink pad. There's a chemical, I want to say a chemical imbalance. That sounds funny. Don't laugh at me. But anyway, it's just not playing well. So with that being said, we cannot purchase the ink pad, but there are other solutions for that. Either getting the set of 5 in color markers that, you know, like the old days when we used to color our stamps with our markers, you could do that. Also, there's another way to do it. We have the set of 5 in the front of our catalog of these little ink spots. And for some reason, it plays okay with our little ink spots, just not our full ink pads. And then the other way to do it is to purchase the uninked Stampin' spots and getting a cloud cover ink refill and making your own. Okay, so I just wanted to, again, go through that with you guys. I've had a couple more questions about it and why they put the number in and it's not working, and that's exactly why. Also, just to remind you guys of the online exclusives. So of course we have this brand new, beautiful catalog, but there are a lot more things that are online that are actually in the catalog, and that's just kind of the way things are going. So if you want to see some of the other new products that are available, and in fact, the projects that we're doing today use an online exclusive. So don't miss out on this stuff. I think there's like 5 pages of products here that are not going to be in any publication. So if you have any questions on it, reach out to me, let me know. But I'd hate, again, to have you guys miss out. And these are things that you can put into your starter kit as well if you'd like. And of course now, the only time you won't get Stampin' Rewards is when you purchase a starter kit, because of the fact that you're getting some free product. So you're already benefiting, because I've had a couple people asking about that as well. Am I getting Stampin' Rewards when I purchase a starter kit? No, because you're getting a benefit already of free shipping and free product. But thereafter, as soon as you purchase your starter kit, you can take part in this. What's really cool, of course, all of us, customers and demonstrators alike, are taking advantage of this new reward system. But what's really cool as a demonstrator, you guys, here's just another perk. So when I go shopping for myself, I'm getting my demonstrator discount, but I'm getting Stampin' Rewards on the product before my discount. Does that make sense? So I'm actually earning more rewards than what I'm paying for my product, which is pretty awesome. So I'm getting the rewards like you get, but I'm getting that bonus as well with that. So again, it's just another reason why wouldn't you? But you know, hey, it's all good. Also, just to let you guys know, the May Paper Pumpkin is on its way. It is the Majestic Mountains kit. And today I just posted, and I had it on the table here. It vanished, of course. But the printable for the stamp case is now available. I posted it in both my group and on my page here. So if you're wanting to grab that, feel free. The cases that I use are available at my online store. They're just stamp cases that are empty. And now we're able to sign up for the June kit, which is full of charm. And it looks really, really pretty. I don't know if it's supposed to, let me see here. Does it coincide with something? Coordinates with the Floral Charm Suite. Anyway, it looks really, really cute. Very feminine and flowery, so I'm really excited about that because I'm a girly girl. But anyway, so that's the kit that we are able to sign up for at this time. May is on the way. And of course, as I've already mentioned, we have the scrapbooking products that are available in the online store. So go ahead and check those out. And of course, just remember, of course, there's for scrapbooking and beyond. So if you like what you see, but you don't want to use it for scrapbooking, that's okay too. It's paper, right? It's 12 by 12 paper. So, and then of course we have the last chance list that's been out. And if you want to look things over in the online store, some things are marked down, some things are not. Just don't always expect that everything's marked down, but you might find that hidden gem, or maybe something that's been on your list for a while and you thought you missed out on. Make sure to check the last chance goodies. Okay, whew, we got through it all, you guys. We ready to do some fun stamping? I am. I'm ready. Okay, put this stuff aside. Okay, so first and foremost, every week when we do our stamping thing, what I like to do is what I call a recipe card. So you'll find the link after we're done here or also on my blog. And it's called, I call it like a recipe card or a supply list. Excuse me. Anyway, and some of links that will help you out, of course, as well. I didn't print the entire thing, but it does give thumbnails of all the products that we've used today. So in case you're saying, well, I know I've seen that, she used it on those cards, but what was it? You can go over to dawnscreativechalet.com, over to my blog, and check it out there. That'll help. And also, here is the paper we're using today. This is an online exclusive. This is the Lovely Garden 12x12 Designer Series paper. It is really pretty. And I have a bunch of it because I love it so much. Isn't there like certain paper packs that you fall in love with, right? You need like 3 packs of it. This is one of my 3 packs. So we're going to use this today along with It's Okay. It's a standalone stamp set. There are no dies. I know, right? Shocker, Dawn's using something without a die or a punch. But it is a really cool set. And, you know, I'm thinking that maybe I may have used this set a while back, but I do know that my cards are different. So, nonetheless, you get some new ideas. But honestly, I can't remember and I forgot to peek. But I really like this set. I love the sentiments in it. I think that it has some really cool sentiments in it to reach out to friends that may be having some difficulties, hard times, you know what I mean? So I don't think we've ever had a sentiment stamp set like this previously. So anyway, we're going to play with this one today. And also what I've used on the cards today, just in case you don't have these already, the Stylish Shapes dies. And I believe it was this larger dovetail. Great for sentiments. Like this is just one of those sets that if you're using the die cut machine, you need these. These are awesome. They're just those basic shapes. And then also this set, which is called Nested Essentials Dies. And I think I used, one of these. This shape for some reason, and ever since I've seen it, I can't get it out of my mind. It reminds me of a coffin. I don't know. It just sticks in my head that way. But anyway, I love these. They have the stitching around the edge, so they give a little extra touch to your projects. So if you're wondering where those dies came from, they were between these 2 sets, which I feel are something that they're have-to-haves in your crafting arsenal. Okay. All right. Take a breath, Dawn. Take a breath. Okay, so here is the first card that we're going to do. We're going to save the fun fold to last. How's that? Because these are really easy cards, and then we'll get to the last card, which is going to be fun. I think you're really going to like it. So anyway, with that, let's go ahead and put that here and grab all my goodies. As you guys know, I cut everything in advance. Let's see, we'll put that. Oh, here's the stamp case I was talking about. Squirrel moment. Yeah, because I put it in the wrong spot. But yeah, I love to print these for my paper pumpkin sets and then put my stamps in them. What's really cool is they have the spine is even decorated, so you can do the whole option of putting them on your shelf and be able to find them easily after you've even made the cards from the kit. So anyway, the link is in both my group and here on my page. Okay, let me grab my cheat sheet. You guys know me and my cheat sheet. So let's see here. We have the card base. This is Garden Green, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then the inside piece is basic white. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I always like to put a liner inside my card, unless, of course, we have a white card base, then we really don't need it. Let's see, we're going to put that just like so inside there. And then I've also used this beautiful color, which is soft seafoam. It plays really well with garden green. I love it. And then also a piece of basic white. We're going to layer these together, but I want to stamp on this first. But I want to give some measurements in case I forget, because you guys know me. I talk, and I forget. The soft seafoam is cut at 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. The white is cut at 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then just to give you additional measurements, we have another piece of the soft seafoam. And this is cut at 3 1/2 by 1 1/4. And then the basic white piece is cut at 3 1/4 by 1. All right, let's do the stamping thing. And of course, we have to put a bow on it, right? So this is linen thread that I've already done my bow with. Just makes things a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna grab my ink here. And we need, it's okay to sit and simply feel how you feel. Oh man, I should have gotten these out ahead of time. And I didn't. Let's see. I think this is it. You know, it's really hard sometimes to read backwards. You'd think by now, in all these years that I've been stamping, that would be easier for me, but no. Confuses me. Doesn't take much. Okay, so we're going to need that for our sentiment. And then also I want, oh yeah, this image, this guy right here. Can you see all those butterflies that I cut out ahead of time? I have a flock of butterflies. Uh-oh, there goes my dog. She obviously sees the dog next door and she goes ballistic. Jeez. All right, so this is garden green ink that we're playing with. And I'm also going to, let's see here. I'm going to reach over and get a little Kleenex just to wipe off the excess, because we're going to go ahead and stamp off a little bit. And I don't want this on my pink sweater after the fact. You see what I mean? Boop. That could be really bad. All right, I tell you what, we're going to do the rest and then we'll clean it up. There we are. And let's see. I'll put one right there. And I hope you guys could see that. Nope, I was right off of there, wasn't I? I was so concerned about getting this green ink on my pink sweater. Okay, there we go. There we are. And I'm going to clean this off too, because I could just see me putting my sleeve in this. That could be really bad. All right, perfect. And then I'm going to take my soft seafoam ink. And we're going to use these little, I don't know what you want to call those, dots. That's what we'll call it, the dots. And just randomly on my background. It's kind of like making designer series paper, right? There we are. Perfect. And then the last thing I believe that we need to stamp is the sentiment. And we'll go ahead and bring back our garden green. Ink this up. And hopefully center this. Let's see. Like so. Oh, that came out perfect. You guys are good luck for me. That's what it is. Hi, Marie. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It's good to see you. Okay. There we go. Now we can go ahead and assemble our card. So let's go ahead and layer. Oh, get that out of the way. Go ahead and layer these two together. Whoops. There we go. And say, okay, my glue's gonna misbehave again. You guys know how that goes. Oh, my lordy. All right, so we're gonna layer that together. And then what I think I'm gonna do is take, of course, dimensionals, right? We love dimensionals. And we're going to, whoops, put this onto our card front with dimensionals. I am hearing a lot of motorcycles. I live on a very busy road, and this past weekend was Blessing of the Bikes. And that's all I've been hearing all weekend long, back and forth, back and forth. There's a bunch of motorcycles. I mean, I can't complain. I have a motorcycle myself, but it's just constant, like it's been all weekend long. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer this on like so. There we are. And then I want to put this on. You know what I think we're going to do? We're going to move this so that you guys can see better. I'm having a tendency to always want to work from the left to the right, which is weird because I'm right-handed. Anyway, squirrel. We're going to go ahead and put our sentiment on with dimensionals as well. Whoops. Last one didn't want to cooperate. And I purposely want to put it so that it's hanging over the edge just slightly to my right. And then we have our bow, our linen thread bow, and using the mini glue dots. All right, like so. And then of course we need a little bit of bling on it, right? So let's go ahead and grab our rhinestone basic gems. Can never go wrong when you add some gems, right? And we're going to go ahead and just add, let's see here. I'll put one there and one down here. And there you go. Card number 1. I have 3 cards for you total, by the way. Today I kept it at 3. Make things a little simpler since we're doing, I don't want to say a difficult card because it's not, there's no card that's difficult. But it just has a few more steps to it. Hey, Kristen, happy Sunday crafternoon. Here is card number 2. There's my little coffin die. I don't know why, I just see a coffin in that. So I've, of course, cut all my pieces once again. And let's see here. Take your time. I'm here when you're ready. I need that one. And let's see, where is that one? Nope, that's not it. Okay, I think it's this one. And make sure it's on my stamp. Whoops. Kind of, sort of, not so crooked. There we go. And then also I want to use the butterfly image as well. So we'll grab that. And a block. All right, there we go. So first of all, let's give you guys some measurements, shall we? All right, so first of all, this is a piece of fresh freesia. It's one of my favorite colors. You know me, pinks and purples all the way. Whoops, I'm gonna grab this piece as well. So the fresh freesia is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we have our liner for inside the card, and that is basic white, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So So we're going to go ahead, glue this down. Just like so. Okay. And then we have the lovely garden designer paper. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. This is the back side, but I really wanted those beautiful flowers. So the cardstock is Melon Mambo and is cut at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have my piece of the lovely Garden Designer Series paper, which is cut at 3 by 4. And we're going to go ahead and layer these. Kristen, you came in time for my fun fold because that is next. All right. Then we have our little coffin here. In fact, I need to get a piece of scrap paper here. We'll grab that because we're going to stamp off to have a lighter version of an ink, which is just a very, very, very easy technique that you can do. Now you'll notice here I stamped around the edge. I thought it looked too naked otherwise, and you know me, don't like to have those naked cards. So I'm going to move this up here a little bit. That'll give me more room. And I'm going to get my fresh freesia ink. Whoa, timber. Okay. And I just want to stamp along the edge of the card. And also, I need that Kleenex back. I forgot to grab actual paper towel, so Kleenex it is. And we're just going to stamp along the edge. I know it looks kind of weird. It'll look better once it's covered up. All right, there we are. And actually, I need that yet. And ink does not dry on this glass mat. So that can either be a good thing or it can be a hindrance. Okay, so back to this. I'm going to go ahead and attach this piece with dimensionals. All right, and I think that, or is it this way? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, well. It's art, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's art. And that looks center-ish. And then what I'm going to do is, first I need to clean this off, I think. And also I need the sentiment, take your time. I'm here when you're ready. And also Melon Mambo ink. Hello, Alana. Happy Sunday crafternoon. Thanks for joining. Scoot this over a little bit. We're going to ink this up. And center it-ish. Oh, that's not too bad. I love it when things work out when I'm live. It's always a good thing, right? Okay. And then I'm also going to stamp that butterfly image. Where did it go? Here it is. Right in front of my face. And again, I'm going to grab the fresh freesia ink. And I just have a scrap piece of paper here that looks kind of grungy. And we're going to stamp off once and then go ahead and stamp the butterfly image. I just didn't want it so intense. I thought it would take away from the verbiage. Easy peasy. And again, I want to clean this off. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble the rest of our card. I'm going to go ahead and I think I put this on. No, I did not. No dimensionals. Shocker. So I'm going to go ahead and use just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Jeez, I got seal on the brain. Oh my goodness. And then my double tied linen thread bow and bring in my mini glue dots. Whoops. And we're going to put it right about there. And then, of course, we need bling. I think I'll place one right there. These darn things are so stinking cute. And I know I've shared this before, but maybe someone new who may not know. Our Stampin' blends are alcohol-based markers. With that being said, that they work great on non-porous surfaces. So if you say wanted a perfect match with either like our pearls or our rhinestones, coloring them with the blends is a perfect solution. They dry just about instantly on your non-porous products. So these are fun to have around, not just for coloring images, but also for coloring things to help them match your projects as well. All right, there's card number 2. So we have one left, which is our fun fold card. Are you guys ready? Go ahead and grab a piece of paper and maybe take some notes to make a, what did I call this card that we're gonna do? A step card? I think I wrote it down. So anyway, grab it here. So here is the fun fold that we are making today. If you guys haven't made this before, which I'm sure most of you have, this is a great card with a lot of different stamp sets, bundles that we have available. It's a fun one. And I haven't done this fold in a while, so I thought, you know what, let's bring it back. So yes, it's week number 2 with a fun fold. Woohoo! So I'm going to grab my cheat sheet here. Make sure that I get all the measurements correct for you guys. I don't know which way to put it here. We'll do that. And it will fit into one of our envelopes perfectly. And I have all of our goodies here. Whoops, there's a few. It's called an easy step fun fold is what I called it, an easy step fun fold. Okay, here we go. Grab my notes. So first of all, I'm using Fresh Freesia as my card base. So, oh my goodness, I got hairs. Excuse me. I have hairs in my face and I'm losing my voice. I'm a hot mess. Okay, so the Fresh Freesia is cut at 8 by 5.5. Yes, 8 by 5.5. I scored at, let's see here, 3 inches, 6 inches, and 7 inches. 3, 6, 7 on my paper trimmer. And then I have another piece, let me grab it here, of Fresh Freesia. This is 3 by 6 and it's scored at 4 1/4. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're going to go ahead and make sure you can. So 3 by 6 and scored at 4 1/4 inches. Okay. And I think we'll wait on the rest so we won't confuse you too much. We'll talk as we go, right? So I'm going to make sure I don't lose my cheat sheet. And I need my bone folder. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a big and little W. Does that make sense? Or a mountain and valley. So it's going to look like this. Okay? So when it stands upright, that's part of your card base. And then we have this piece here. So now we're going to put the other pieces together. Although, I tell you what, let's do this. I know I'm jumping all over the map, aren't I? You're like, Dawn, geez. This is a piece of designer series paper that is cut at 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And it's going to be on the front of your card. I have another piece of the designer series paper. This is cut at, let's see here, 5 1/4 by 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and let's put these onto our card base. And again, I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue. The nice thing about liquid glue, and I'm getting to love it a little better. For a long time, I had a love-hate thing with it. It just gives you a couple of seconds to shift your paper if you need to, which is kind of nice. Here's that little strip, skinny strip. And we're going to put that right there. Just like that. It's already coming together, right? Now, we're going to go ahead and I think set that aside. We're going to take our 3x6 piece that I scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we have a nice crisp score line. And then I also have a piece of, let's see here, 2 3/4 by 4-inch piece of white. So we're going to stamp on this. So let's go ahead and do that before we go any further. I'm going to set that aside. Excuse me, my goodness sakes. What is up with my voice today? It's crazy. This is the Garden Green ink. So I'm pulling from the colors in the Designer Series paper again. We're going to use this image right here. And make sure it's inked. We're going to stamp once above. And then also, it's going to crisscross, but you're not going to see this, so don't panic. I know it looks a little goofy, but you're not going to see most of that. Okay. Go ahead and clean that off so I don't elbow it. If there's a mess that could be found, I will find it. Then also what I did, I know this is kind of defying rules. Normally when you color with our blends, you want to use Memento Black ink. Now, as long as you're careful, this should not smear because this is just using a classic ink pad, right? I just want a little bit of color. And actually, it worked out really well for me. I was surprised. I was expecting it to just all be like one big muddled mess because a lot of the time when you do try this, it's like using the classic ink pads. They normally don't play well with the alcohol ink in our blends, but that looks good. Like I said, I don't want to go haywire with it, but I just wanted some color in the leaves because it just kind of looked like it needed extra color. And then what I'm going to do is take this little thing here, the dot, 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 and also the Fresh Freesia ink. And just randomly for some extra color. In fact, I'm going to put some right there and right there. I'm going to go a little crazy. I feel saucy today. Okay, there we go. And then I've already cut my butterflies because again, keep in mind, this set does not have dies. So either you need to fussy cut or use an E-cutter. And I'm not going to be like super fussy about my coloring. I'm just wanting to give those butterflies some color. Again, it's art. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm using, this is, I believe, Fresh Freesia. Yep, the dark and the light, the combo pack of the Fresh Freesia. Like that. And around the edge like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use the light. Whoops, this is the side I want. The light in that combo pack of Fresh Freesia. Color up the butterflies. Just like so. You guys finding watching other people color very relaxing? I found somebody on TikTok and he does painting and he kind of reminds me of Bob Ross. How many of you guys remember Bob Ross? That's a blast from the past, right? But I don't know, there's something about watching him and he makes it look so easy when he's doing scenery and doing like snow on the trees or painting a river that's going through a field. I'm just like, he makes it look so easy and something about it is just so relaxing to watch him paint. Let's see, we're gonna put one here, I think. And we'll put one there. And I'm gonna wait on this one because I wanna put my sentiment on there. So we'll wait on the third butterfly. I'm gonna go ahead and put this together, and again using my multi-purpose liquid glue, and we want to make sure that this is upright and this flap is towards the top. Okay, very important, otherwise it will be upside down, which I guess could be a fun little joke for somebody, but you know, for the most part you don't want to do that. Okay, and then I have a piece of basic white, and let's see here. This is cut at, let's see here, 3/4 by 3. And I'm going to use the sentiment that says, inhale, exhale. Find that one. Put this guy away before I lose him. For those of you who know, I have a almost 3-year-old Cocker Spaniel. She will find anything and everything to sink her teeth into it. Okay, there we go. Whoops. Let's see here. And also, I think what I'm going to use just for, I don't know, some extra pop, I'm going to use Memento Black. By the way, no, this is not a normal Memento Black ink pad. Hey, Ada. Happy Sunday crafternoon. This is a hack that I've learned with our Memento ink to use an uninked white ink pad and using the Memento ink refill. And it works, I don't know, like a gem. I think sometimes the felt pad, I can't think and talk at the same time. Oh my goodness. There we go. That turned out perfect. Anyway, the felt ink pad and the Memento pad, mine gets, I don't know what you want to call it, concaved from pressure that I put on it all the time because I feel like I got to pounce on it because it's a different type of pad that the ink is in compared to our classic inks. So anyway, after a while, it looks kind of like I've hammered on it now and then. And with that being said, this, and for some reason too, with our photopolymer stamps, the Memento ink on this type of ink pad like we have with our classic inks works better with our photopolymer stamps to give it a crisper black image. So just an idea for you guys. So you'd want to purchase the uninked white ink pad that comes with the opaque white ink, and you have to normally ink it yourself. So I just didn't ink it in white, I inked it with black, our Memento Black ink refill. Okay, where did my base go? Here it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this, so you have this little flappy up here, right? We're going to go ahead, we're going to glue it so that this is flush with the base, and then we're going to glue the back of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this first. I know where I want it. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right there. Turn it around, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in this area here where I know it's going to be covered. Doesn't take a lot, for sure. All right, perfect. And then I want to go ahead and attach my sentiment, and I'm going to use dimensionals again. And I'm going to put them towards the left hand side because it's going to hang a little bit to the right, and we don't really want to, I don't want to mess up that fold. I'm going to go ahead, position it like so. Take our third butterfly, and he's going to go, well, let's put him, I don't know, right about there. And I lost my bow, or it's on my sleeve, one of the two. I've also cut some additional pieces of basic white at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 because you want a place to write, correct? So we're going to go ahead, you can put it on the back here. So that's an option. So we're going to do that. That'll fit perfectly. And by the way, this will fit inside an envelope perfectly. Also, you can put, if you have a lot to write, I've cut 2 more that you can put, and we're just going to do it just because we can. So on the underside, we'll put another piece of the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white right there. And then also another piece right here. So you have a lot of places to put an additional sentiment or to write a sweet note. Okay. Alrighty. Other than the fact that I did lose my bow, I think we are good to go. And there is your easy step fun fold using the It's Okay stamp set. Isn't that cute? Oh, and we need bling. Can't forget the bling. So let's bring this back. I'm going to put one of the big guys up here so it's super blingy. Actually, let's use all of these larger because I only have a few left anyway. So let's make this super sparkly. Whoops. And we'll put one right about there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the other 2 cards. Let's see here. We have this one that we did and this one here. And once again, don't forget, in case you need a recipe card on everything that we've done today, it will be found after the fact, after the verbiage up above our Facebook Live today, or it will be down below on the description area of YouTube. And also there'll be a link on my blog at dawnscreativechalet.com. And just a reminder, once again, if you place that $75 minimum order, we have that bundle, the video tutorial of 16 cards. They're so cute, you guys, using the Impressions of Bloom for May 2025. And I believe next month we're using Notes and Totes. So if you've purchased that, you're definitely going to want to make sure, grab it with me and I'll be able to send you the tutorial. Just have, like I said, that $75 minimum order. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed your fun fold. I'll have to see what I can come up with for next week. But I really like this one. I think it's very, very cute. I love the butterflies and it makes me happy. All right, have a great week, everybody. And I will see you next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. Thanks again. Bye-bye.